Hello everybody, Lordy here, and welcome back to the BNKR Race League. This is race 3 of the season, my second race, and we are at Imola, doing some practice. Open practice lobby. You can see already I've been doing a bit of practice earlier on in the day. Got nothing done in the week, but we got a base setup sorted, so we're going to jump forwards to a couple of fast laps. Jeremy here, just keeping them tyres warm as we plummet down the hill into the penultimate corner, down into third gear in the entry, trying not to lock up as normal, and then into fourth for the exit so we don't overdo it with the torque command, but we still managed to do that, just getting a bit too eager on throttle. Hard on the ERS as soon as it grips up, and the DRS open on the mark, and we are accelerating down into the not straight, there's that slight left kink. Hard braking now down into fourth for the left-hander, which is leads into a rather open right-hander, but as you can see I've been struggling with this the whole time, with the back end getting loose through there. I did take a bit of curb there which didn't particularly help. That corner is awesome. First flick down a couple of gears into left-hander, and then this one's very slow, clumsy corner, bit of understeer, didn't really get on top of that throughout practice. We're smashing it up the hill now into the left-hander here. We're down a couple of gears, flick it in, run a little bit wide, but that's okay, the game doesn't mind us doing that. This next couple of corners, very clumsy braking zone, always locking up through there. But we are accelerating now up the hill towards the far, very slow right-left, using lots of curb there to try and maximise our speed through the corner. Hard on the gas now, ERS to get out the corners as usual. And then very late braking down into, you can see we're third in the speed trap there, which is quite promising for quali and the race. And again, short shift out the last corner. It was a much cleaner exit than last time, and I guess we're fastest practice lap of 1:19.626. So we're jumping straight into the fastest quali lap here, into the penultimate corner. Hard braking. I could not get a lap together in qualifying for whatever reason. It's a little bit annoying, but here we are. Fourth gear again on the exit of this corner. ERS is obviously all automated in quali, but DRS open on the button. As you can see, we've got a much better exit than we did previously. We've made up like nearly 3/10 just on the main straight. Hard braking it in this left-hander, flick it in this corner is so much fun on softs. And hard acceleration now. We've got a nice tight back end on the car now with these soft tyres. A couple of downshifts, flick it in, exit downshifts for the exit, straight up into fifth for the grip. And then hard braking into the left-hander up the hill, slightly off camber, so careful on the throttle again. And then hard onto the throttle as soon as she grips up this big hill. You can see we're a second up on our last lap. It gives you an idea of how bad our first couple of laps were. But there we go. Again, just getting that right little wheel out on the curb. A bit of a lock up into there, but we managed to keep it together. Over to fourth for the exit here, just to make sure we're getting nice traction on the exit. And then accelerating hard up into the chicane here. It's slow and clumsy, you got to use a lot of curb. And we messed that up a bit. I think I overcorrected something that I thought was going to slide, but didn't. And then we are just hard on the throttle down the hill into the penultimate corner. Hard braking down into fourth or third gear here. And then back on the gas into fourth for the last corner. Again, this is just for stability. And then hard acceleration up to the line. And that gets us a 1:19.722. We did have another couple of cracks at it, but I just could not get any laps together. So we'll hop forward to the end of the qualifying session here. You can see that I qualified 11th, which is not great. It's not what I wanted to be. I was hoping to be at least sort of 5th, 6th in this one. But on to the start of the race. So I've clipped it here just at the formation lap, just to sort of go through what's happened up to this point. I've actually cut out the start of the first race that we had, because what ended up happening was there was so much carnage into turn 1 on the first race that there was a vote to actually restart the race because so many cars were out. This is pretty much how I picture that went, because we actually voted to restart. So I can't imagine it being any less hectic than what you're about to see here. And I didn't see it firsthand, which is why I've got no footage, but this gives you an idea what happened. That was a blessing in disguise for me, because I had a terrible start. I didn't get off the line in the first race. and also allowed me a couple of laps to, you know, get used to the car on fuel as well, which did help going into the actual race start, which we're about to see here. But yeah, on to the starting lights. So you joined us, we're on to the second start of the day. We've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights, and we are go for the Imola Grand Prix. I got a half decent start, better than the guys behind me at least. We are already past the AlphaTauri, sorry, on the left hand side there. I've got an Aston Martin very, very close to me on the right hand side, so brake early going into this first corner. Always cautious on the first corner of the first lap. We do not want to end our race here. Try to get past this Aston Martin here, but I do have to cut the corner a bit, which does give him a bit of the advantage going to the next corner. Still can't take up that racing line because I've got that AlphaTauri very close behind, which eventually goes my way into that chicane. So I get tagged by the Aston Martin a bit there, which does send me a bit wide, but I think we got away with that and he did not. ERS up the hill here. We're going to try and reattach to the back of the pack into the next few corners. We do not want to drop too far back from these guys because we'll get out of it, especially when the DRS starts. We don't want to be out of that DRS zone because it will cost us. You can see there's quite a few mistakes going on ahead, which is great for me. I can capitalise on that just by keeping the car on the track. Medium tyres aren't awesome on the first lap. The guys on hards behind me appear to be struggling as well. So soft tyres were not the choice for the start of this race, in my opinion. So thankfully at this point we have actually managed to almost reattach ourselves to the back of the pack within half a second here. As you can see there, these two dueling Astons in front, they're making mistakes, man. I nearly go into the back of, of one Aston Martin. We get round him, we get on the ERS to pull a gap, make sure he's not going to come back. But he is sticking with me here for down the straight, you can see. Very, very close, very, very close. I can see him thinking about putting one at the inside. Thinks better of that. I'm going to chop him up. You see a Red Bull going wide on there. That's another position gain. Just through the first couple of laps here. Just behaving ourselves and staying out of trouble. And we are back and able to now push again with these tyres being up to temperature. As you can see, the Aston there's made a little bit of a mistake. So we're back up very, very close to him. We overtake out of the corner. I'm trying to stay close, brake late, but I make a small mistake there, which leaves us running out wide. And the Aston behind gets a good run on us here. I'm very conscious he's close. I cut the corner a little bit, stay out of his way, and he does get that position on us. We've cut forward quite a significant amount of laps here now, because I did stick with the Astons for a few laps, but then started to drop back. Just didn't have the pace to keep up with them. It was at this point I realised that when I went into the settings with the brake bias being on 54% instead of 50, that I had actually forgotten to apply my setup at the beginning of the race. So I am just running the default 3 goodness. But anyway, we're on lap 15. We've acquired no time penalties so far, which is good going around this circuit. And we've just pit for hard tyres. And yes, I have figured out how to use the button to get a good pit stop. You see, we come out here very close to the 2 Ferraris. Oh, sorry, the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari. We've made up a position through a combination of staying out during the virtual safety car and just strategy. But I have actually gained a lot of time on the guys ahead here. So we will jump forward and see if we can get a bit racy. I've jumped forward a couple of laps there. I was starting to lose touch with these guys, and then they start getting a bit humpty dumpty bumpy bumpy in the middle of the corner, and I'm like, oh hey! So we're following them here. I get a bit freaked out by Mr. Zoom ghosting out there, but not sure what that was about. I don't know if he had connection issues or something. But anyway, I'm on the back of these 2 cars here, and now I'm like, I'm ready to get it. I'm ready to make some overtakes. So we're using our overtake, trying to stay close, you know. Just trying to stick with these guys. Don't let them go while they're bickering. Try to capitalise on any opportunities. We accidentally pick up our first 3-second penalty there. And as you can see, the Hammer went round him in the Ferrari there. I capitalised on that. We did make a small bit of contact, but neither of us got damage from that. So happy with that move. It was just capitalising on what was going on. And I feel like the Ferrari is feeling the pressure here. I've not seen him lock up very much, but I've seen him lock up there. We're saving our ERS here. We don't have much left. but I stick onto the back of him into the last corner. Try and spook him a bit, which appears to have worked. He gets a bad exit out of a very important corner coming onto the back straight here. So I'm right on the ERS, on the DRS, squeeze it between the Ferrari here. We're right up against the wall, and we get the move done. But he's right up with us. He's in our slipstream. We're pushing. We're going hard into this left-hander, but he thinks better of throwing a dive bomb. Good respectful racing there. And now we're just going to try and pull that gap to the Ferrari behind, and we're going to jump forward to the next load of action. I worked really hard to pull out a gap for my penalty, and then what do you know? A bloody safety car. Anyway, we'll fly past him. We're going to jump forwards now to when we join at the back of the safety car. I do make up a few positions in this phase, as you'll see when I pick this back up, just because I decided to stay out on the hards. And we pick this up. We're now on lap 24, about to start lap 25 on the safety car restart. These are always a bit messy, so I just try and get a bit of space, you know. I leave it a bit too late to go for it here. We are in 6th position. We've gained a bit with the guys pitting. You can see there's like medium tyres, hard tyres, soft tyres. There's all sorts on the grid. But we do get done by the Aston Martin there, just because I was asleep on the restart. That was entirely me. But we see there's everything's going a bit slowly, cautious through there. And then the Red Bull out of nowhere. Don't even know where they've come from or what position they're in, but they're there. We lose a bit of time coming out that corner. I'm going to be just trying to stick with the pack here for the next couple of laps, trying to make moves where we can. We're going to jump forward to see some more drama. Hi, welcome to my tech talk on how not to take the penultimate corner at Imola. Gravel is not your friend. You will get passed by an Alpine and a Ferrari, especially if you freak out about cutting up the Ferrari and use more gravel. Yeah. So if you thought that mistake was bad, I'm just going to quickly preface this clip with I fucked up. I did bad. I'm in the DRS, I've caught the Alpine, and as you can see I've got an AlphaTauri all over the back of me, and for some reason or another I just decide that I want a Mercedes Formula 1 race seat. And I know the best way to do that.
On board with George Russell.
What the f was he doing? Honestly, see for what?
So yeah, Toto, hit me up. My socials are all over the screen. Now, unlike Mercedes, I've got quite lucky here with the safety car. Don't hit me. As you can see, I'm now cycling through looking to see what tyres are up, and I've got a new set of soft tyres, and we only have 4 or 5 laps left, probably only about 2 or 3 racing laps. Given that I've just left my wing across the side of the Imola racetrack, I'm going to box, we're going to put on some new tyres and see what we can do in the last few laps of this race. So we jump forward here to the safety car restart. I'm thinking I've screwed myself here by doing an accident, because I've outside the points. There's only like what 3 racing laps left, 31, 32. 31, 32. So 2 racing laps left. I'm thinking I need to go aggressive, so you can see I'm right up alongside this Williams here. But again, I have a poor restart compared to the guys around me. But the ERS makes easy work of getting past that Williams. And we're going to wait until we're past him and cover him off into T4. Those two are squabbling behind. I think he was up the inside there a little bit, but we ghost through the Red Bull here. And there's carnage on the left. Jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with a Ferrari. We're going to try and keep with the pack here. I'm on the soft tyres. You see, I'm just hammering the ERS, trying to keep up with the pack. I just want to make it up the field as far as possible. You see, we're back up to 8th, but I do have that 6 seconds worth of time penalty. And a late safety car is not your friend when you've been collecting corner cutting penalties all race. Into the next corner here, you can see a move forming up in front. It did not end well for the poor old AlphaTauri trying to sling one up the inside. I almost ingest the Ferrari ahead, which means I have to hit the anchors. And my teammate gets past me. I'm not fighting him too hard. Last thing we want to do is put him out of the race. but I'm smelling opportunities here. I get a bit eager on the thought of coming out. Something's got to give it up ahead. I know it, I can feel it. We are just going to be pushing flat out, hoping for the best here. We'll stick with the video as we are coming on to the last lap. You see, I'm eager to get going out that last corner on the DRS. We're just in the DRS of the car in front as we come across the line there. I didn't hear the beep, so I don't know if we've got it. We're just going to try and stick with this pack. You can see they're racing. They made contact up ahead. I get another position on the Alpine while he's doing his best Valtteri Bottas impression.
Don't block people, Ricciardo. Rejoin safely. Rejoin safely.
Yeah, just cutting some grass here.
While the Alpine's cutting the grass, I am now up in 7th. But as you can see, the cars around me do all have penalties. I need to try and gap the guys behind. I've got a guy with 3 seconds worth of penalties behind, but he does try and squeeze through there up the inside, but we get him on the exit. Got a much better exit, bit of overtake there to help up the hill. And we're starting to lose touch of the pack in front. We've got this Alpine all over us. I'm trying not to get involved. I just want to get away from him at this point. He's going to be causing some problems, but through this next series of corners I do start to catch the guys ahead again, and a bit of wheel spin there, which isn't ideal, but I think I've cooked these poor old soft tyres into the slow chicane again. I make a huge mistake. Thankfully the game doesn't have a go at me for this. But now we're into the last corner, last lap. No heroics, we just need to keep it on the road. The AlphaTauri behind looks like he's going to get the position. But then, what happens next? There's carnage in the last corner. The Ferrari spun round. Poor old Hammer is just bad luck into that last corner. Got tagged by his teammate. But eventually, and for whatever reason, with the way that the points worked, the penalties worked out, I ended up in 3rd place for my 2nd race. It's race 3 of the Bunker League. Chuffed to bits with that. And yeah, I couldn't have asked for more. I don't know what happened with penalties in front, but we were running 6th on the road and ended up 3rd. Yeah, poor old Hammer at the end of that race ended up in 7th. He was one of the fastest guys on track, so that's really bad news for him. Feels bad, man, but get him next time, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, a 3rd place. We didn't seem to really have the pace throughout most of that, but we ended up in a good position, and it's my first podium. Happy days. Thanks to everyone for watching. I'm so happy you joined me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and also don't forget to like the video, subscribe, leave your comments what you thought of the race. Wasn't as exciting as last time, but we did get that awesome 3rd place, and yeah, I should catch you next time for the next league race.